Hey everybody. Alright, so this is going to be a quick video about WorkFlowy. I already recorded one that I kind of hated. It went on too long, so I'm going to try again here, and hopefully this one could be a little bit more concise. I'm going to switch over to my desktop mode here. Alright, so let's do this. What can I say about WorkFlowy? Well, let me kind of start with what I was doing before I discovered it, and then that'll kind of lead into why I like it. So what I was doing before this is I've tried things like Trello, I've tried things like ClickUp, and often I would find myself just going to my physical notebook and just jotting down bullets, just jotting down lists. I actually found another app recently called Todoist that I still do quite like. And it's very useful because it does kind of tie into my way of working in liking lists, right? But even that has a bit of a different feel from what this can do. Todoist is a little bit more of like a to-do list, whereas WorkFlowy, you can use it as a to-do list, but it's also good for mapping things out, planning, just jotting down information, kind of just putting your mind down into something, right? The closest thing that I could think of that is kind of similar in philosophy to this is in the physical world, the whole bullet journaling thing. Bullet journaling is kind of similar in the sense that you can use it for your whole life. You could use it for personal work, divide it up into different sections, move things around. Except a bullet journal, as cool as it is, which I've also tried, it's a little bit more kind of laborious, like work to kind of manage this physical thing. So Miles Beckler put something out a couple of days ago where he mentioned it. And I thought, okay, well, I respect Miles Beckler. And then I saw Mike Killen kind of chime in on top of that and say that he loves it too. So I thought, well, you know what? I better check this out. So when I went to go check it out, it was a little bit of a strange experience at first because it's so simple. As you could see, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of complexity in different modes and different integrations and like team member integrations and just a lot of stuff that kind of just gets in the way. It's just simple. You can just hop in there and just start making notes, right? Okay, so the next thing to say is that the creator calls this Fractal Notes. So what that means is well, you will see right away here, but basically, you can kind of keep adding things into other things infinitely. So you can put notes within notes or lists within lists, and that is actually very useful. I can't really do that with Todoist. I can have a sub list within like an item, but it doesn't go on and on and on. It's not really so much for organization. It's more of like a quick to-do list. Whereas this, it allows me to kind of organize my thoughts, right? So maybe I'll just kind of here, let's just delete this for a second here. I just want to kind of start fresh. This is from my last attempt that I didn't like. Okay, so I'm going to create a new bullet here. We're going to call it I don't know, admin bar. Okay, so right now that's just a bullet. If I go like this, add another bullet, and then I hit tab, boom, all of a sudden that kind of becomes a sub item of the admin bar, and it kind of becomes its own branch on a tree, if you will. Okay, and then I can further do that. I can create another item, and it can go on and on and on, right? Now with each of these you can collapse them. You can do different things. There's a little kind of context menu here for each one. And what else can I say? Okay, so they talk about this in terms of each one of these being a document. Okay, as you can imagine, if you're mapping out your whole life, kind of like I am, I start with personal and work, but if I start opening some of these up, I got to-do lists, I got grocery lists, I got all kinds of stuff, right? You need the ability to kind of like remove that complexity. And this is where this is more powerful than, I think anyways, than a lot of the other tools out there. What you can do is you just click on a bullet and then you zoom in to that node. Okay, so you can basically zoom into any node you want. And then you can do different things with it. So, if I'm going to go back home here, let's say, I want my to-do list for work. So there's my work to-do list. And this is actually what I keep open a lot of the time in the background. So that is pretty cool, right? Now, further to that, with each menu item, okay, let's just go here for a second. If you hit Shift-Enter, or you use the little menu right here, you can add some notes. So you could say, this is about this, whatever you want, right? You can add links, you can add tags and other things in here as well. But it kind of just gives a little bit more context if you want to describe what's going on. Okay, so that brings me to the next thing, and that is tags. So at any level, you can add tags. So I'm going to give a couple of examples here. I've created a couple of tags that are my priority levels. So I got P1, P2, P3, P4. I kind of stole this a little bit from Todoist with their priority levels. They have like a few levels of priority urgency. So P1 being very urgent and then working on down, right? When you tag things like that, what you can do either by using the search bar here or simply just by clicking on a tag is you will get a filtered list of whatever that is. So I'm going to go here just to kind of show this off a little bit more. In my work area, I have in the description of to-dos, I put some tags. So I can quickly just jump to priority 1 and the other priorities. Now you can stack these as well. So you can want to, if you want to find something that's priority 1 and some other tag, it'll find anything that has just those two. So you can kind of mix and match. Like, let's say I have something that's like, web design project priority 1, you can kind of filter it based on that. So we're getting, pretty powerful now with the ability to have tags. Now what you can also do here, and I should also add, when you do the tags, let's say I have something in personal that's priority 1, but I also have something that is in work that's priority 1. If you kind of go to the work level and then you do priority 1, it's only going to show you things that are from that level down. Anything that's above that level, it won't show it. So it makes it easy to discern between personal and work, kind of depending on when you click or search for that tag. Okay. What else can you do? You can star things. So if you do a search for, if you put in a hashtag today, you can star it, and then it'll get added into the starred menu on the left. All right. A couple of other things here. There's a lot of shortcuts. So here's a little menu of shortcuts on the right. Now there's another kind of a tag that is called, it's just the @ symbol basically. So you kind of use it the same way that you use tags, but in this instance you might use it in a different way, like for people. So, let's say I have a team and I want to be able to kind of tag an item or, a to-do list or whatever just for that person. I can just add the @ and then whatever their name is, and it's easy to kind of like organize based on that. So we have two different kinds of systems of tags going on here that you could use. What else is there? Oh yeah, okay, so here's a cool thing. They now also have the ability to have boards as well. So you can basically toggle this. Like I created like a CRM, like a sales pipeline. If I just want to switch this to bullets, I can have it as bullets. So unqualified, qualified, intro, proposal, won, lost, whatever, right? I can switch this over to the board mode, and boom, you kind of have this whole Kanban style thing. So if you like Trello, you might like this. So I can kind of move the card around, and it's the same, I guess, kind of informational hierarchy as the bullet list, except it's doing it in a Kanban style, which is pretty cool, and especially for like a sales pipeline type of style here. So you can kind of mix and match depending on how you want to use it. All right, so what else can I say? You can add links to outside sources, so you can add them anywhere. Another cool thing that you can do is you can link to other areas within this. So here's an example where I have start, this customer here, and then I click on it, and then it brings me to like a project node that I created just for them. So the point is that you can kind of link from one area of this system to another area of the system. There's other cool features that I can't really think of a use of yet, but things like mirroring. So if you have a list that you want to live in two places, you can kind of have a mirroring option turned on in your settings. So when you change it one place, it also changes it in another. So it kind of lives in two places at the same time. So maybe you guys can think of other uses for that. I personally can't think of any reason I'd use that right now, but that's fine. You can invite other people in to any level of these nodes or branches. So for example, let's say I have, in my projects here. Now let's do something different. So, okay, I'm in the admin bar, and I want to just share this, let's say, with Kyle. I just go to share, and I can either send a link, enable link sharing, or I can just invite, by email and invite them in, and then they will have access based on whatever level I kind of set up here. So full, only edit, view and edit, or just view. Okay, so that's sharing. So, even though this isn't like super robust with Teams, you actually can share things with people on a very granular level. Like you can share whatever document level or kind of part of the tree or the branch that you want to share. So that's pretty powerful as well. So for me, this is actually working out quite nicely because I can kind of divide my life up into different categories. I have an inbox here that I use to basically, if I want to be able just to quickly jot something down, let's say on the phone app. By the way, there's desktop app, phone app, and then also your browser. But anyways, if I want to put something in here and I want to sort it later, I can then go in and then just drag that bullet to wherever I want, right? When you're done it, you can treat this like a to-do item, and you can go complete, or you can use a shortcut, which is Command-Enter on a Mac, and that marks it as complete. You can hide or show completed items. There's a keyboard shortcut for that as well. So, in a nutshell, it's I like it because it's simple, it's intuitive. There's not a lot of stuff getting in the way. So as much as I like ClickUp and I like Trello and I like all these other things, I kind of like this because it forms to the way I like to work, and that's with just lists. They are adding new features. They've become quite active again. They kind of had a little bit of a stagnant period where they were not doing much, but now they're kind of getting active. They're adding new features. They're adding the ability to add images in there. I don't know what else they're going to do. I think you can also add dates in there right now, but they might add in functionality for like reminders tied to those dates and things like that. So there should be cool things coming down the pipe with it. But the cult following that it has, they like it because of its simplicity. And I do as well. So for now, that's WorkFlowy for you, and I hope this was useful. I can't talk. I need some coffee. I hope this was useful for you, and on that note, I'll see you later.